Barry Cullen.
Backdoor Barry.
Backdoor Barry, also known
As.
I
feel like you met one of your heroes today.
Oh, I'm a big fan of Barry.
You are a big fan of
the
Barry.
deep voice.
Is that it?
That's it. Yeah.
Just loves a gravelly voice, basically.
No, Barry. Every time I've seen him historically, has always just like started rolling off a very interesting story.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was excited to see where this one went. So a lawyer, RecLAW.
Yeah, for those of you that don't know, I imagine most people in the industry will know.
Yeah,
have heard of
Backdoor Barry.
How would you describe the episode? It was just energy, passion.
Yeah.
There was lots of energy, lots of stories. I just wanted to uncover some of his most interesting stories, things he's seen in the recruitment industry, which I think we did.
Present was one of my favourites.
Yeah, that was on you.
Yeah.
So congratulations for
That's such a good idea.
Pat yourself on the back. But there is even a little bit of information that people might be able to take away and use in their business as well.
Including us.
What do we do?
What we can put in our CV format.
Yeah, very good.
Stay to the end for this one though.
Oh, why?
Didn't you say stay to the
Oh, yeah, phenomenal. Great shout. So at the end, when we put the mics down, Barry just kept rolling. So even right at the end of the episode, I was like, do you know what? Instead of cutting it, I'm going to use the audio from the mic, the camera, so you kind of get another little Barry behind the scenes story. So when you hear us wrapping up and trying to close him off, actually he just kept
stick around.
Yeah, stick around because he just kept rolling.
Enjoy.
That was good. He was a good episode. He was very fun.
You're boss at Recruitment and you're going alone. You've got your LinkedIn account and your mobile phone. You've got the candidates playing hard to get. Will they'll call you next week or a no, not yet. So much time of going to and fro. You got another offer or salary's too low. Hours or searching and hours of stress. Come on candidates, just gig it a rest. Just jig it a rest.
Yeah, but that G, it was made by a friend who was like a company that owes me a favour. It does light up, but we've not plugged it in. Oh, okay. But it was hand carved.
Yeah, it's cool though.
The whole thing.
Yeah.
That blows my mind because I thought it would have just gone in a machine.
Yeah. It'd just be like laser cut out or something.
Yes.
Yeah.
But they haven't. They've just gone for it. Anyway.
It's amazing what some people can fucking do. Some actual skills.
Yeah.
I'm just like phoning people up and saying, "Where's the fucking money?"
Yeah. We got it quite quick, didn't we? Like into like 2 episodes in, I think it was being made, and we were like, right, okay.
Yeah.
We have to continue now.
She was like, and the lunchbox as well. But where have you come from today, mate? I actually don't know. Brighton. Oh, okay. How long did it take you to get up here?
About an hour and 45. I drive like a twat.
Right. Okay. Yeah. You said you were saying to me earlier you newly passed into.
3 years.
Yeah.
3 years. I'm still driving like a 17-year-old, basically.
Yeah. Why did you leave it so long?
Ticker. So I wasn't allowed to drive for years.
Ah.
I used to get loads of blackouts.
Did you?
Yeah, like proper amounts.
And what stopped that out of interest?
I kind of opted out of stress. I decided not to let the world stress me out anymore. I used to get really I would look in on myself a lot and worry a lot about what other people were thinking and what other people did and all that shit.
Yeah.
And eventually I was like, do you know what's caused me stress? Let's just not do that anymore.
Is that picking you up? Sorry.
Hello.
It's not, is it?
A tiny bit there. Yeah, it was there.
Let me just
turn it up a bit.
Yeah, turn it up a bit. Go again.
Hello.
Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, hello. So stress. And what? And then the doctor was like...
I used to get blackouts. They thought I was epileptic. Epileptic for a good few years, but I wasn't having blackouts enough to make it worthwhile having medication.
Yeah.
And then they realised I wasn't epileptic. They thought I had a heart condition. And then eventually they were like, we don't really know what's wrong with you. And that's the point I decided it was my instinct, or hippie instinct, rather than actual medicine, is that I would live on adrenaline for so long, right? Like building up to a big event, like an exam or a test or whatever. I'd live on adrenaline because of the stress of it up to that point. And then when the big stressor event had passed, that was generally when I'd have a blackout.
Interesting.
Ah.
So I think it was my body surviving on adrenaline, and when the adrenaline went,
Yeah.
it was like, and fuck off.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Blimey.
So you would pass out regularly?
Literally just,
But you never passed out at the wheel.
What is
No, because I started getting them when I was 17.
Oh, of
So I
course.
literally just applied for my provisional driver's license, then I started getting blacked out. So I was like, probably a good idea not to drive.
Jeez.
Yeah, and it's only about 3 years ago that I got the all clear.
Wow.
Yeah,
What did they have to put you through to give you the all clear?
I've got a, like, do you want to feel this? Hang on, no.
Oh.
How do I feel like that? I've got a
Oh.
heart rate monitor built into me.
Wow.
It's like, like your fitness watch.
Yeah.
Right? Basically one of those built in. Battery's dead now. But yeah.
The battery's dead.
Yeah, battery's dead.
Oh, right.
How'd you charge it?
He has to plug himself in. Where's the socket?
I had like a 10-year battery in it. Mate, it's when it was working, it was wireless, right? So fucking weird. Like, what is it? It would be recording at all times.
Yeah.
Right? Recording at all times. And then if it detected that I'd passed out, it would then record the previous hour's activity and the next hour's activity and save that in a hard drive, effectively.
Okay.
Yeah? All in this tiny thing in my chest.
Yeah.
Right? And then I didn't have to go to the doctor. I had a little kit at home. I'd plug it in. It would connect to the Wi-Fi, right? And it would have a Bluetooth dongle. And I'd go blip. And it would download the data and ping it straight off to the doctor.
Wow.
So I didn't even have to go in and see anyone. And they would just analyse all the data remotely.
Wow, that's really cool.
And
So,
say things like, stop drinking so much on a Friday, man.
so are you due to get the battery changed? Or
No.
just-
It'll just come out now. It'll just come
Fine.
out. But I was due. It was due to come out in sort of like late 2019, early 2020, and
Yeah.
obviously things were quite busy in the NHS
Yeah.
at that point in time. So I decided just to wait until
Yeah.
they weren't quite so busy. It doesn't cause me any bother. I get Q barge at security at airports because I'm not allowed to go through like the arches and stuff
Yeah,
like that.
yeah,
You set all that off.
Yeah.
Ah, that's quite a story. I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's all. That must have been getting your license. Must have been such a world-changing thing for you.
Remember when you first got a bike?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it was
you
like,
were
I'm free. I could go more
Yeah,
than like
yeah,
5
yeah.
blocks.
How did
It was
you
like
get
that,
around?
but suddenly with a car.
How'd you get around before?
I used to just walk everywhere. I walked a lot.
Did you?
Yeah, I walked a lot. Got on the train a lot, obviously.
Yeah.
I lived in London most times. I was always on the tube and the bus and whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was difficult, like going, when I live, now that I live in Brighton,
Yeah.
in and around Brighton's easy, but trying to like pop down to the next town or whatever, a bit more of a challenge.
Yeah. I just imagine you like ringing up your mates, like, do you want to go for a drive? And they're like, no, mate, I've had my license for like 20 years. Like, leaving. You're like super excited. You're like, lads,
But like you saw today when I turned up, I still drive everywhere like I'm a 17-year-old. Like even if it's pouring with rain, the windows open and the music's blaring.
Mate, I heard you and I'm deaf. I could hear this thing coming down the road and I was like, surely not. You got close. Oh, it's slowing down. Yeah. Oh, that is him.
And it also probably doesn't help that I lease my car, so I don't need to be quite as careful with it.
Yeah,
That's what I do if I owned it.
that's funny.
I've always wondered whether it's worth it leasing the car. You found?
Yeah, so I lease it because it's EV, so there's like tax breaks to lease it through the company. So yeah.
How many miles do you get on it before it blows up? No, not blows up.
I think I do like 220 miles, so easily about 90 miles, 95 miles from here to Brighton. So I'll easily go there and back without charging.
But that's
Nice.
close though.
Yeah,
220, like it's cutting it fine, isn't
It's
it?
not that fine, is it? It's like another 10%.
Do you find that long journeys is annoying though? Like, do you ever have to travel and then?
Because if it's a really long journey, I want to stop somewhere for a piss and some food anyway.
Yeah.
And in the time I have a piss and some food, it's charged.
But I imagine that like that sounds great. But I imagine you like pull into a services and you're like, oh, Amanda's in front of me, and then it's steep.
Mate, have you been to a service station near the EV chargers? They've all got like 20, 30 plus chargers.
That all work because I imagine there's 19.
I'll
One
get,
works.
I'll get on
and
an
then,
EV charger quicker than you'll get onto a fuel pump.
Oh, you reckon? Oh,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
fair enough. Maybe
yeah.
I need to look at because in my head it's always been one of those that I think like you pull up 19 of them are out of order and there's a queue for the one.
Yeah, right at the so this is our second EV. Our second EV, so we've had them for like I want to say maybe 5 and a bit years.
Right.
Right at the start, there was a little bit more of that.
Right, okay.
Great Auntie Maud queuing up and she's trying to put it into a petrol tank, or he obviously.
yeah. Quickly get that in. I'll edit that bit out.
Yeah, so what it used to be like that, but it's all right now.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah,
and
it's
Brighton
right.
always been you down there?
No, I'm a Fulham boy.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, I'm a Fulham boy by birth, but fell in love with the Brighton girls. So
Do you know what?
That's
It's
always the.
you end up going
always
where
the
they're
way.
from.
Yeah. Whenever we speak to anyone on here and they're like, "Oh, I'm born here, but I live here now," I would say 9 times out of 10 they fell in love, didn't they? And it's just
Yeah. But it's normally if they come from somewhere really interesting and they now live in Bognor.
Yeah. Christian did that. He's in Essex now. He'd gone to Grays. I was like, "How did you end up in Grays?" And he was like, "Fell in love with an Essex girl." I was like, "Nice."
Yeah. I got the wrong train home one night.
And that was it. Do you sport for them then?
Football's not really my game.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm more of a rugby boy.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Did you play?
Yeah, I used to.
With the
No, this was all pre that. So I played at school.
Yeah, no, but with the like blackouts and stuff.
Yeah, but they didn't start till I was like 17.
Okay, so this
So I played a bit at school, and then I now play Vets Touch. We call it Touch Plus, so it's like touch with a bit of a shoulder going into it.
Okay.
Which is a bit of fun. And
How do you draw the
manage
line
that.
on how much shoulders going in?
Depends how much you like the guy. So
Right,
if you like him a lot, it's a lot more shoulder.
Yeah. Fair. Where'd you do that?
Down in Hove.
Okay,
Yeah.
nice. Is it like chilled vibes or is it serious?
No, it's really like Hove Rugby Club. So
Yeah.
my local rugby club, which is literally 2-3 minutes from my house. It's a great community. It's
Right.
a really good community.
Yeah.
So there's no like one-upmanship and stress about it. It's just a really lovely community of rugby.
Nice.
And the rugby's more like that anyway.
Yeah. And you coach as well. You coach your...
So I manage my girls' team.
Yeah.
So my girls in the under-9. So they've just gone into contact this year. So she's just starting to rinse people.
Nice.
She loves.
Is she big for her
She's
age?
about a foot taller than most of the kids her age.
Right, so
Yeah.
she's loving life at the moment.
Yeah.
Then she's See, I was one of the other kids in that scenario.
Although the next couple of years is going to be challenging because obviously she's taller now, but the boys have a habit of like having a growth spurts now and get a bit wider. And the boys and the girls play together till they're under 12s.
Right.
So these next couple of years become a bit more challenging for her.
Okay.
And if she makes it through that and continues wanting to play, then she'll then be playing in girls, solo girls.
Nice.
Yeah.
Would you encourage her to do that?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great sport.
It is, and it's got a massive followings now. They've just had the World Cup, haven't they?
They have.
Because, Sarah, who I live with, she went to the final.
Oh, nice.
Twickenham. Do you know what, though? I've known her for 6-7 years now, and she's followed England's rugby, women's, the whole time I've known her. Do you know what I mean? Like for the whole thing. And she said to me recently, it's like really picking up. I think a lot of the World Cup games were sold out.
Yeah, well, like two World Cups ago, women's World Cups ago, you could almost not sell a ticket.
Right.
Now you almost can't get one.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
and
so
that's in 8
good.
years. It's an amazing shift.
That's so
Absolutely
good.
amazing shift. I've got a really bad run of luck with Rugby World Cups because work was very busy when England hosted the men's, and then when it was in France, the ticket systems were a fiasco, and it was impossible to actually. I had. So I'm, as you can tell from my accent, I'm Irish. So I had tickets to follow Ireland around for all their group games and the quarterfinals.
Is this men's or women's?
This was the men's,
right?
Occasion.
Yeah.
And I was literally trying to pay, and the whole thing crashed and lost everything, and then couldn't get tickets after that. And then the Women's World Cup this time round, I didn't want to go wrong on that. I bought so many tickets. Now, a lot of the matches were hosted in football stadiums.
Yeah.
Right. And so I can get early tickets through the club, and I also get early tickets through, I think it's MasterCard or whatever it is, right? So you get early access. And I was really excited because I got tickets to the opening game of the whole competition.
Nice.
And I was in the office. I was really pumped. I was like, got tickets. And then I turned around to someone in the office and just, where's the Stadium of Light? And they were like, mate, you'll go to Newcastle.
So Stadium like Sunderland.
Sunderland. Sorry to anyone in that area. So my mate Lee Forbister at LHI, he lives up there. So I gifted him the tickets because that was a long journey to bring an 8-9-year-old on. So didn't get, and then we were on holiday for various bits. Basically, I ended up only going to one match, even though I had tickets to 8 matches, including the final. Because
did you go to the final?
No, because one of my best mates was having his 50th birthday, and it was like, I can't really miss that.
Right.
Yeah. So, and they were on the same day. So I had to gift the tickets.
Did you let him know that? Did you let him know?
I've looked it since.
Fine.
Yeah, I've looked it since.
I was going to say.
I don't let that slide.
Lean into that one.
How did you get into the coaching then? How did you get dragged into that?
So my boy was playing in the club first. So
Okay.
he's now under 13s.
So you got 2, 13 and 9.
And so a 12-year-old and a 9-year-old. And so he was playing, and the manager, I wasn't coaching, I'm managing, so it's slightly different, right? It's like more of the logistics and admin behind the team rather than the actual on the pitch coaching.
Right.
And whoever was managing at that point in time decided they didn't want to do it anymore. And I made the mistake of putting my hand up. And now, 7 years later, I'm now still managing a team within the club. Yeah.
Nice.
But it's great fun.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
It's good.
It's nice to do something for other people that's different to work.
Yeah, I was going to say it's a bit different.
Okay. Yeah. How much commitment is it though? Is it a lot?
It's not a huge amount, but it's pretty ongoing. You know?
Right, fair.
Yeah.
Okay, fair.
And also, you get a lot of queries from parents.
Oh, do ya?
Which I guess is quite different to your usual clients, isn't it?
Well, because the difference
Do you have like a different Barry?
but the difference is because my clients know if they ask me a stupid question, I'll charge them. Whereas these parents who are like, they're pretty like high flying people in their professional lives, and then on the weekends they just seem to turn their brains off. And so they're asking questions like, "Where's training this week?" I'm like, "It's the same place it is every week." What time is it? Yeah, same time as it is every week. You know, nothing's changed.
Yeah.
And if you look on the group, it'll say, it's the same. So I might introduce me to this great website. I don't know if you've seen it, called letmegooglethatforyou.com.
No, I've not
It's
seen
hilarious. It's hilarious, right? So if you go to letmegooglethatforyou.com, it basically throws you onto Google.
Right.
And then you type in the question and hit search. And then what it gives is, it gives you a shortened link to that. You then send that link to the person. So if, let's say you said to me, what time is training? What I do is I go to Google and type in what time is training, search, take the link, send it back to you. You would click on the link, and when you click on the link, it would take you to Google, and it would type your question out for you on screen in front of you, and it would hit search, and it would show you the results. It's
That's
like this
funny.
passive aggressive. Really, I'm not your PA.
We could do that in the support chat. we could.
To be fair, most of these AI bots within support chats do feel like that.
I was going to say our Slack chat's now about to be decimated with like silly links and stuff like that. Mate, do you want to do? Because I'm itching to.
Yes.
Do you want to do? I don't know if you know or have you ever seen in this podcast. Everyone that comes on gets a gift.
Oh,
obviously you are no exception.
It's an actual gift.
It
was my birthday on the weekend too.
Oh, there you are.
I'm going to take it like it was my birthday present. It's got some heft to it.
Yeah.
Is it shit? But you put a brick in it. Do I open this?
Yes.
Up?
Go for it.
Let's do it.
We've not dragged you all the way up from Brighton for you to take that back. Is that the top or the? Yeah, that's the top.
Do you recycle the box?
No. Everyone gets something different, so you can take the box home with you. There's a little bit of tape on it. You just have to rip off.
Try not to get a big knife out.
But yeah, see what you think.
Is it a bit of carpet?
Not far.
It is a bit of carpet. Brilliant. Where's the camera? Where's the camera? Let me hold that for a sec. There you go. That is amazing.
So for all the audio listeners, we have bought Barry a mat that will hopefully go by his back door.
I definitely will.
That says welcome to
Barry's back door. You even spelled my name right. Brilliant.
Mate, I'm itching.
I'm sure most people
I'm just going to rest my feet on it.
Yeah, mate. Knock yourself out.
Sorry.
No.
We like that one.
I hope you like it, mate.
Absolutely ace. And what you don't realise is at the back door to our garden in our house, I get this silly Christmas mat out and my wife hates it. So she knows it's Christmas because it's like this gnomes and it's really tacky and horrible. Because my kids and I, we have a little game every year, which is let's go buy the tackiest bit of decorations we can.
Love it.
Because my wife tries to do these really like, it's all white and it's all this and it's all perfect. And then we come in with like this inflatable like Santa or whatever. So this is going to be the rest of the year.
Please.
All year round, love it.
Please take a photo and send it to us.
Definitely.
Do you know what?
I'm crying or...
I can't take credit for this because I was like looking at gifts for you and my ideas were all very poor. And I rang him and I was like, we need a gift for Barry. He was like, a back.
Nailed it.
I was like, straight off the bat. I was like,
you were literally just sitting there going, please ask me. Please ask me. I've got this one.
Customised back door mat with Barry's back door on it.
I love it.
Are you okay with being called Backdoor Barry?
Yeah. So there's a story that comes with this. When I started focusing into the recruitment world, right, I was trying to come up with like a sort of an easy nickname for people to use, right?
Yeah.
So on my Twitter handle, not that anyone's on Twitter anymore, but my Twitter handle was Barry the Lawyer.
Yep.
Yeah,
and then I was also, because I used to like use baseball bats a lot as part of the image.
Yep.
So
Baseball bats?
Baseball bats. You know, like the idea of a debt collector and enforcer.
Yeah,
Okay, you
So
walking around with your bat.
Well, yeah. So if you're
Yeah.
ever on a video call with me, there's like crossed baseball bats on the shelf behind me. You know, which
nice.
is all sort of part of the caricature.
Part of the
Yeah.
So Barry the Bat was in. But you remember at school, right? People that gave themselves a nickname never worked.
No, they weren't usually cool.
And they weren't cool kids either,
No,
right?
no,
Well,
no.
that was basically what happened. Everyone was like, Barry the lawyer. Oh, Barry the Bat. No, you're Backdoor Barry. And so at first I was like, this is really like, I don't really like this. I don't really like this. But a really, 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 really good mate of mine, a guy called Louis Sumter, who went to school together, and like, really, really, really like good mates. He works in the branding world. And at the beginning of the business, he said, the thing you've got to remember, Barry, is nobody's coming to your business for the service. They're coming to you. Yeah.
Yes.
So just raise that personal brand for now.
Yeah.
And at some point in the future, you might then start like transitioning the brand over onto the business so that you can like, be a bit of a broader thing. But for now, just lean into it.
Yeah.
That's the best advice I've ever had because I've made so much money off that nickname.
Yeah.
Much money off that
Backdoor
nickname.
Barry.
Yeah.
I mean, it's phenomenal, and it's like, I did a post this week which was talking about somebody that like basically ran off with $9,000 from me when I first started,
Oh, I think I saw this, yeah.
and 2 people commented in it.
Yeah.
Mate, this happened like 7 years ago, and 2 people were like, you need to speak to Backdoor.
So did you say 7 years? I won't pitch for business. You've got up to 6 years.
It was 2018. It was 2018. Yeah. So, but like, it must be, that speaks volumes in the sense of like, there's just people out there that as soon as anything legal in recruitment, they'll just put your name out.
Yeah.
One of them actually commented on it, being like, "You need a bat signal. We need to get him a bat signal. Maybe we need to get you a big light with the crossed baseball bats on it, shine into the sky."
I was just thinking some other silhouettes that would really not work in that situation.
There's loads for Backdoor Barry. But mate,
Just don't Google image search it.
I was itching to give that to you when it arrived. I just thought that's going to be class.
Yeah.
You were a recruiter though, right?
Yeah, terrible one.
How long?
Terrible
Because I had to snoop back on your
Doing a
profile
bit of
and be
digging.
like,
Wow,
doing
you've
a
really
little-
gone back in time.
I was
You've had to
there,
like see view more quite a few times on that LinkedIn.
It was my project over Christmas. I've got some time to kill.
So I'll try to give you the backstory then.
I love
I was really good at maths at school, really good at science at school.
Yeah.
And so I was persuaded that an engineering degree was the best way to go, and that was the plan. So I was going to become an electrical engineer. Right.
Okay.
But then when I got to uni, I realised my maths was nowhere near good enough. I'd be a decent accountant, right?
Yeah.
But the conceptual level of maths required for engineering, it was just beyond me. Absolutely beyond me.
I don't know how you got through A level.
Yeah. So I
It's incredible.
So I dropped out of uni the first time around pretty early on.
Right.
And then I was like, what do I do now?
Yeah.
And a mate of mine said, oh, I'm working up in London. I'll get you a job. It was in the photocopy room of whatever business it was.
Photocopy room.
Yeah. Back in the photocopy room. And he said, just come here till you figure out what you're doing. So, all right, fair enough. So I turned up and it turned out it was Huxley Associates in America Square. So a lot of people won't remember this, but mail shots used to happen in the post because it was pre-email.
Yeah. God. Wow. Yeah.
Mail shots in the post.
And also
down at the letterbox, just spam in.
Brother, imagine right now,
Spam
you
in the
hit a button and that CV goes to like 5,000, 6,000, 8,000 hiring managers. You want to do a mail shot back in the day, you had like a cap of 50 to 100.
You were licking stamps.
Because literally, there was a limit to how many letters we could send out in a day.
Right,
So an individual consultant could maybe send 50 or 100. Yeah, give me 50
But they
quid,
were
maybe a few more.
were actually doing that. They were posting 50
Wow.
CVs.
Yeah.
They were telling me to do it. I was doing it.
You were the posties.
Literally
So you started
photocopying
as-
stuff in envelopes.
And the junk folder is just the
Frankie
bin.
machine. Yeah, return to sender. I'm out of office.
You can't retract
I'm
it
away
either.
this week.
and also, it's the longest response time as well. Like, you post them, and then you just, what did you do? Sit and wait like 2 days, 3 days?
Well, you'd
hope
be selling
someone-
them in as well, wouldn't you? Yeah.
Hope someone calls.
You know, remember those days when people actually pick up the phone and sell people in? That was happening too. So did that. I got into student life pretty quickly, so I had quite long hair.
Did you?
Yeah, really unkempt, like past the shoulder, and somebody
hippie vibe. The hippie vibe was
like grungy hippie vibe.
Oh, wow.
And then somebody came through the photocopy room and went, "Get your hair cut," and I was like, "Hang on a second." Little conversation because I was like, "My hair's not as long as a lot of people in the office."
Yeah.
They said, "Who?" And I started naming all the women in the office.
Yeah.
And he went, but they're all women. And I went, yeah, but what's your point?
Yeah.
And then he said,
That was your first legal battle.
Yeah,
technically.
pretty much.
That
pretty
was your,
much, pretty much.
that was your entry.
Yeah, pretty much. And he said, no, fair enough. I like the way you argue. Yeah, you're on the sales floor now. Go and be a resourcer. And that was literally how I fell into recruitment. Everyone falls into recruitment, right? But that was how I did it.
You argued yourself into recruitment.
Argued myself into a massively stressful job. I wish I'd lost the argument.
Sliding doors moment. How long did you do it for?
Oh, wow. 6 years or so? 6 years
Oh,
or
right,
so?
okay. So you did, you said you were bad at it. So I should...
Mate, okay, so .com bubble. So if you had a .com website, a bank would lend you money. It didn't matter what you were doing.
Yeah.
So C++ developer contract recruitment into that was like printing money.
Right.
Fax machine over there, money printing machine over there. It was a wonderful time to be alive.
Right.
When that died, we then had year 2K testing. So, everyone thought that when the year 2000 came on clocks, that everything would stop working.
Yes, yeah.
So literally they were worried planes were going to fall out of the sky and
Yeah.
your systems were going to crash and everything.
Because systems weren't built.
Well, because the way they designed...
It was going to end at 9.
Exactly, because the way they designed, effectively the way they designed systems within computers was the digit 1 at the start of the year 19 whatever was fixed.
It was a fixed,
and that was never going to...
It was hard
Nobody
coded.
thought ahead to, when it gets to the year 2000,
I didn't know. Yeah,
that
I
might
didn't know
need to
that. Yeah.
change to a 2.
Yeah.
And they then worried that would break systems. And if systems broke, blah, blah, blah. So year
Yeah.
2K testing was a wonderful market. So .com died. I overnight became a specialist in year 2K testing and did really well through that. And then when the 1st of January came around and no planes fell out of the sky and banking systems
no
worked, that market died.
Yeah.
And then I had to go and get what my mum calls a proper job.
Proper job.
Yeah.
Why law though? Because that's a big...
It's the same job. Bear with me. It is the same job. It is the same job, right? Hang on. How do I develop on this? If you're a recruiter and you're trying to sell a candidate into a hiring manager, that candidate might not be the best person for the job, but they're the best person you have for the job.
Okay.
Yeah. And therefore you've got to sell that in.
Sure.
And if I'm standing in front of a judge, which I don't do so much anymore, right? But if I'm standing in front of a judge, my case may not be the best case, but I have to roll it in glitter and make it look as good as possible so the judge sides with me.
Right. Okay.
So it's a persuasion. It's about listening. And firstly, it's about listening, right, and understanding what the problems are, and then going in to solve those.
But there's the big... You've got to know the intricacies of the law is the big difference.
Yeah.
That's the...
Yeah, but, within recruitment, you need to know the intricacies of arguably more complex, the human mind and how people make decisions.
Right.
And pre-closing and making sure you've gone into enough depth with these people to know their true motivations.
Yeah.
So that actually, when you come to the job offer presentation, it's already accepted.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of knowledge, which it might not be book knowledge. It might not be that you sit down and go through the black letter law of it and learn it.
Yeah.
But you do learn it. You just learn it from osmosis and learn it from the doing process.
Right.
And it's amazing how many of those skills I bring from the recruitment world straight into legal.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So did you then... Because I would think that jump has not been done by many.
Most people do it the other way. So you get a lot of people
really?
that are lawyers who go, oh, this is shit, and then they become recruitment consultants. So you see,
For lawyers.
Often within legal services, because what's really nice there for them, which is the same, it mirrors for me, is if they were ex-lawyers who are now recruitment consultants, when they're speaking to their clients and their candidates, there's a sort of like automatic kudos, there's automatic knowledge, there's shared experiences. Much in the same way, when people go, oh, you're an ex-recruiter, you get it. I don't need to now explain. So we get clients that come to us who've never spoken to me or don't know my background, and they say, "Oh, so in recruitment, we have to have a contract." I'm like, "Yeah, I know." Let's save you a lot of time because a lot of people get frustrated that they are paying their lawyers to learn about the recruitment industry, whereas I know it, and my whole team knows it.
Yeah, so that's the niche again, right?
Yeah.
So did you go into a law firm to start with?
Yeah.
How many years?
So you do a couple of years as a trainee. Well, you do your university degree, then you do a postgrad, and then you do 2 years as a trainee solicitor. During which time I did some criminal defence work, and that's a lot of fun. And then after that, you're then in what they call a newly qualified solicitor.
Okay.
You need to do at least 3 years as a qualified solicitor before you're allowed to become a partner in a firm. I was never going to be made a partner in anybody else's firm.
Right. Okay.
How come?
So I have gone through my whole life thinking that all my bosses were assholes.
Okay.
I was like, I've got the worst run of luck. Everybody I've ever worked for is a dick. But hang on. This is the bit that saves me. This is the bit that saves me in case any of them are watching. I then had like this epiphany, like a realization.
Like a light bulb moment.
It was me. I'm really difficult to manage.
I'm a dick.
I'm the dick. Did you still have long hair at this point?
No, that was gone. But like, it was because I look at things, I go, here's the best way to do it, here's what we should do, I've got a plan, blah, blah, blah. I never really looked at hierarchies. I never really thought about the politic way of doing things. I just go, this is what we should do, let's go. And sometimes would trample on people's feelings a little bit.
Well, okay.
So my apologies to all of you that I ever reported to.
That's a really heartfelt apology. Well done.
Especially the laugh afterwards.
It's good when people come on and they like realise things about themselves on this podcast.
I didn't realise it was a counselling session.
Yeah, it happens.
We have had that before. One person said that.
You're going to make me cry like Oprah.
No, we don't do tears. We don't do tears. It's all happy. So Jeremy Snell commented on like LinkedIn the other day, being like, you have to be careful with them two. They get your guard down. And
do you know what? I hadn't even realised we started recording yet.
That's the way we like to do it.
That's the way to do it.
The last guy that came on said the same thing. He was like, we won't. Like, we've been going for about 10 minutes, man. He was like, right, we just keep...
It's good. It's a good way of doing it. So how big's the team now?
So there are 15 of us now.
Nice.
And this is another problem we've got as a firm, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty loudmouthed and I'm pretty vocal on LinkedIn and blah, 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 right? So everyone still thinks it's the Barry show, right? And everybody thinks Barry does all of it. I'm like, I don't do much of it anymore.
Yeah.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, well, it's cool. It's cool. But it's like an education piece for clients because I still get like, can we jump on a quick call? I'm like, yeah, of course we can, but in like 9 days.
Yeah.
Or actually, if you want to do it quicker, these guys will pick up.
Yeah.
That re-education piece is quite important.
Do you get people then wanting you specifically? Is that a challenge? Like, how do you navigate? Like, if someone
comes, make my hourly rate really high.
Right.
Nice.
Price myself out of the market.
But has that worked though?
No, not really.
Yeah, I was going to say, I bet you still. So what a fantastic position to be like.
Yeah.
I've now priced myself.
Yeah, but also we don't really like. I have a bit of a thing about hourly rates. I don't like them because if you think about it, inefficient, slow, lazy lawyers get paid more to do the same job as an efficient, experienced, quick lawyer. Mm-hmm. So if you're efficient and quick and blah, 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 and you only spend this amount of time on it, you get paid less than the person next to you that's really slow.
Yeah.
So we much prefer like value-based fixed pricing, so we can say to someone, right, this is the bit of work you need to do. This is the scope of works. Here's what we're going to do for you. Here's what the price is.
Yeah,
nice.
Fine.
Yeah.
Do you ever get recruiters that push back on the hourly rate?
Yeah.
That must be a really interesting one.
99% of them.
Because that charge on percentage basis.
No, I mean, as in, like, every single recruiter that ever speaks to me always asks for a discount.
No, they always ask for fixed price or always ask for hourly?
No, we get quite a few that actually want hourly rates.
Right, okay.
I think others that do want fixed pricing, and then we get loads who want contingent when it comes to like fee recovery and debt disputes and stuff like that,
Yeah.
I have a slightly cheesy phrase I use, which is I have a fee model for everyone because I want to make it as easy as possible for you to give me all of your money.
Whatever's easiest, I'll tell.
It's tongue in cheek, but you're selling to recruiters, so they kind of get it, right?
They get that.
Yeah.
And I think they probably like that honest approach. Yeah. Like we get that sometimes, don't we?
Yeah.
Because we're just out there being honest. I think sometimes people like I don't have to go through the corporate like bollocks. It's just like dealing with another human on the other end of it, right? Which is what you do. How long were you on your own for though, before you started adding?
I've
got this image of you like sat behind a desk.
The weird thing
Barry
is,
behind
the
you,
weird thing
like-
is never.
Never.
So I left working for other people, and I went to work for Tom Glanfield at Lawrence Harvey. Yeah.
Okay.
Lawrence Harvey eventually became LHI Group, and they've gone through their sale process, and the rest is history on that. But when I went to work for him, I only worked for them for 3 days a week.
Right.
Yeah. So I then had the side gig, which was existing clients still instructed me whenever there wasn't a conflict between my main role and that.
Yep.
So I had the in-house job, and then within a couple of months, I realised that the side gig was so busy that I needed someone to help me run it.
Yeah.
So I hired my first person within a couple of months of doing
cool.
that. So in fact, by
What
the
year
time...
roughly is this, sorry?
I don't even remember. about 2014, maybe.
Oh, okay.
2014,
So you're 12.
2015.
You're 12 years in the
You
game.
said I was 12. Wait, I love you.
You're still playing mixed gender rugby at this age.
So within a couple of months, I had a full-time member of staff. We were borrowing desk space in a client's office. And then by the time I left Lawrence Harvey, or LHI, I had my own full-time leased office with 2 full-time members of staff, and I didn't even work there. Wow. I went in like half a day a week.
Wow.
Yeah, so I was never on my own.
So it was flying from the off.
Yeah.
Also, what's it like standing in front of a judge for the first time?
Yeah, pretty scary.
That must be.
I bet.
Yeah.
Do they feel like this authoritarian figure that you're? Do you feel like you've gone to your parents to be told off? Is it that kind of? That's the kind of vibe I feel like. You know, like when you're naughty.
But I'm not the defendant. I'm the lawyer.
But you could be.
I get the point. And it does feel like that sometimes.
Yeah,
because like the range of
so you're the best mate to the kid that's getting told off, then, aren't you? He's like, it's like he's
I'm the cover
his
story.
best mate. So like, I was at Barry's the whole time, Mum. Like, I wasn't in the park drinking.
Yeah. No, it's nerve wracking. And my training firm ripped the plaster off pretty quickly because when I went in to do my litigation seat, when you're a trainee solicitor. When I qualified, anyway, the system's changed now. When I qualified, you would have to do 2-year training, and you would have to do at least 3 what we call seats, right? So different areas of law. So you might do a bit of criminal defence, then you might do a session of conveyancing, and then you might do some commercial litigation. Right. You had to do at least 3 areas. Okay. They had to be at least 6 months each. Yeah. So when I went to do my commercial litigation seat, which is the dispute work that I do now, I turned up on day 1, and the partner, Jonathan Roberts, said, here's your desk. And I was like, oh, what are all those files? He went, oh, they're yours. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, okay, great. You need to read those in the next couple of days. And it was like mountains. Wow. Read those in the next couple of days and you've got to be across everything. I was like, okay, cool. And then day 3, he said, here's the brief for tomorrow's hearing. And I was like, so...
Tomorrow?
Yeah. I was like, so which barrister's going? He said, well, no, you're going.
You're going.
I was like, okay. So he's like, just get on with it.
Wow.
Just get on with it.
I guess that's good though.
Thrown in the deep end.
Thrown in the deep end.
Yeah.
Have you got any stories of times where it's really gone wrong, or like what's the
I'd say not going wrong, embarrassing moments, you know, sitting on the wrong side of court. So
nice.
Right.
You want to sit on one side, defendant's going to sit on the other side, and I was on the wrong side.
Right,
so
yeah.
That's always that shows that you're like a newbie.
Right. Okay.
So that was embarrassing. When I wasn't yet fully qualified, you can still do some hearings in county courts. Yeah, it's like I was doing when I was a trainee. And I remember one slightly embarrassing moment when I just basically handed a barrister's ass to them. Right, so they were on the other side of a hearing from me. Mm-hmm. I was like in my nappy, effectively, and they're very experienced barrister.
Yeah.
But the area of law that I was working on, I knew inside out.
Right.
Yeah.
And after I'd finished, and the judge was writing up their order, and I meant this earnestly. I didn't mean this as like a knife in the back. Yeah. I went, oh, if you want to give me your email address, I can send you some of those cases that I referred to during the hearing. Mm-hmm. And the look I got back. Who do you think you are?
New kid on the block.
Yeah. Like, I thought we were in it together. It's a profession. Turns out, no, not so much.
Nah. And when did you go recruitment? Was it just Was it straight from RecLAW from the off? It's always recruitment.
Yeah, RecLaw's always been just recruitment. RecLaw's always been just recruitment. But when I was in my training firm, it was much more a general practice. You know, it was a high street firm on the edge of the city in Shoreditch, so it was anything that came in the door type stuff.
Yeah.
But because I'd worked in recruitment for so long, and everyone that phoned me was a recruitment consultant or ran a recruitment company or connected to it, and in true like recruitment consultant style, they'd be like, "Can you help with this?" Blah blah blah. I'd be like, "Yeah. Of course, I'm a specialist in that." Anyone know what this is?
Yeah.
You know, and
then let me Google that.
And you figured it out pretty fast, right? And in fact, there was never a plan. I never sat down and went, "I'm going to leave recruitment, become a lawyer, and then become a specialist." I was like, "No, I'm just going to go become a lawyer." What is it? It's the is it the Goodfellas? And I thought I got out, and they dragged me back in. So a bit like that. So I never planned to do it. But it just happened. And then when again, Louis, my mate, I should probably pitch him fully on this. He just went, you should lean into this. You've got a natural area which you can specialize into.
Yeah. And then the backdoor thing just took off.
Yeah.
Working with recruiters, do you get like what are some of is there anything you can share with us on like what some of the most interesting scenarios you've had with recruiters that will shock us?
I mean, there's a lot of situations that would shock you with recruiters. Not necessarily always on backdoors, although we do get some like you roll your eyes moments.
Yeah. In what sense?
Well, things like we obviously need to get the evidence to prove the case.
Yeah.
One of them is, can you send us the email where you sent the terms?
Yeah.
And I always love it when they go, no, I handed them the terms in hard copy in the meeting. I never emailed them one. I was like, yeah, sure, mate.
That's wild.
Yeah, sure, mate. So there's all those silly ones, but I enjoyed a case.
So sorry to interrupt you.
Yeah.
So if you've not got any like hard terms with the client that have been emailed to them, is it pretty much a game over?
No.
So there can still be a case even without any terms, like
So if we're relying on terms, I didn't realise we're going to get into actual law.
Oh, it's good. Give this some.
Sorry, viewers. We will return to comedy in a moment. So we talk about sufficiency of notice.
Yeah.
Right? So like if you download an app on your phone, right, and it says here's our terms of business, you must read them before you accept, and you try and hit accept, and they go no, you've got to scroll to the bottom, right, and that's their way of showing that you've had sufficient notice. They don't care whether you've read them or not,
right,
but you've now got sufficient notice of them, and therefore you'll notice the terms. Therefore, if you act in accordance with them, that's an agreement.
Right. Okay.
So the point I'm making is you don't have to send your terms.
Right.
Yeah. You just need to put the client on sufficient notice of them. So an example might be if your CRM or ATS brands up the CVs for you, so puts all your logos on and all that lovely stuff.
That's what we do.
There we go. Yeah. Using that so that in the header of it you've got a disclaimer. Which says something along the lines of, and I can send this out to people if they want it. I've got perfect wording for this. Any introductions are made on the basis of our standard terms, unless we've agreed otherwise, and a copy is available upon request.
Okay,
there we go. Simple as that.
And that is
we should just put that into our formatting tool.
Just ping me an email. I'll give you the wording, and you just format that into them all.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. Actual value add from us.
Yeah, there you are.
Sorry, there's a surprise.
There's a surprise.
live product development.
Yeah, there you go.
So
you're going to charge us for that?
Probably.
There's a bill that'll be on its way. You were about to jump into a story.
Yeah. So we had quite a fun one, which was about the jazz hands. So it wasn't like the person they were leaving. They were planning to leave their current company. They'd already set up their new companies. They were planning to go and compete, which is fine. That of itself isn't a problem. But then what they decided to do was to start sandbagging deals over into their new business before they'd even resigned. So they're coming into work every day.
Right.
They're getting paid.
Yeah. And
when they're picking up jobs, they were passing those jobs to themselves in their own company, so that when they left, they'd already have a load of business going on.
Right.
So our client,
that's quite wild.
Yeah. So our client caught, but not that unusual.
Is it really? Is it not?
Yeah.
Because hang on a second.
Oh, how'd you get caught in that as well? Like,
Surely, if you're having a conversation with, say, you're my client or potential client, and I ring you and say, Barry, we want to do these jobs, and then I say to you, oh, actually, I'm going to put it through as this company. Does that not look a bit dodgy, like straight?
It does.
I'd be a bit like questioning their morals straight away. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And a lot of people will. And often, in fact, the reason to answer your question that you almost asked, how do they find out? Often the recruiter makes the wrong call and goes, I think this client will be all right with it, and the client isn't, and they phone up the director of the company and go, this has just happened.
Yeah.
That's how they typically.
So often it's something like that, or they make a mistake on email, or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
The autocomplete on emails is an absolute killer for recruiters on restraints, because normally what happens is, and this is a different version now, somebody leaves and then starts breaching the restraints.
Right.
They phone up a hiring manager, pull a job. Yeah, great. We'll get CVs over to you in the next couple of days.
Yes.
Hang up the phone. Hiring manager goes, I forgot to send the salary. Yeah. Just drop them an email.
Oh,
So
no.
they start typing their name, it autocompletes the email, they hit send, it goes to their old inbox.
company.
And it's so often that's how the evidence starts to come about. That you then realise that they've done something wrong, effectively.
Yeah.
But this other job that we're trying to talk about.
So if you're going to do that, change your name.
It's probably not a bad shout. But this fellow was literally passing work over to his new company because he didn't want it to start from a standing start. And our client caught wind of it. So he was going to get sacked. And I said, we want to get this over with as quickly as possible, and we want to make a real statement, because when you're doing restraint work, right, the most important thing is that you explain to the rest of your team that the reason you're enforcing the restraints is to protect their commission. It's not about your business. It's about the commission that your people can earn. Because if this person leaves and nicks these clients, then you can't work with those clients anymore because they're going to nick them and take them away. So we need to enforce those restraints to protect your future commissions.
That's a great way of spinning it. When in the back of his head, it's like, and I want a holiday.
But that's that's the way you should really think about it. Right? Who am I protecting?
I'm protecting the business and the people that work.
Because if you protect the people, you're protecting the business.
Yeah,
right? That's ultimately what it comes down to.
And they want to be protected, the people, right?
Yeah,
like, that's why they've come to you as a leader.
Exactly, because I've always taken a view: if somebody leaves, people do. Right, we don't. It's not a coal mine. People don't go in at aged 8 and leave when they die. You know, people move around a bit more now than they used to do. And if that happens, fair play. Shake hands, do it the right way. It's all fine. But if you do it the wrong way by nicking clients, nicking data, whatever it might be, you should expect the wrath of hell to land on you. And what we did in this case, because we knew, and we really knew, was we organised it so that he'd be brought into the boardroom to be sacked. And the sacking process, I said, it needs to take at least 5 minutes, but not any more than 10. Yeah, so you've got to keep him in the board. Don't physically restrain him, but try to make sure it's at least 5 minutes.
Why is that?
Well, because when he went into the boardroom, I had these 2 hench security guards go up onto their sales floor, walk straight into the middle of the sales floor and start unplugging his computer and putting it into evidence bags. It was all performative, right? There was no legal need for that.
Yeah.
But when he was then marched out of the boardroom past his own desk and saw that happening, it settled very quickly.
Wow.
It settled very quickly.
Wow.
Yeah. And the other thing it did was it educated the sales floor that if you leave the right way, we'll shake your hand and it'll all be great.
Yeah.
If you leave the wrong way, then there's
Where
trouble.
do you find those people to do that?
Security guards, normal. Yeah.
They'll just like
You could have just got actors, frankly.
just Brighton High Street, just down there. So like, the messy one though is like for me, it's the data one.
Yeah.
So you said there about who owns the data. If the data is available in a public forum, LinkedIn or whatever, is that just not fair game? That data.
This is a really complex area. There's no this is the answer.
That's right. So it must be difficult for you.
Well, it's great for us because as litigators, what you want, you don't want vanilla, right? If you phone up a lawyer and say, I need help with this, you want them to go, yeah, that's easy. That's boring. I can do that. What you don't want them to go is, that's interesting.
You want them to tick it off.
Yeah, because interesting means it's uncertain, it's going to be expensive, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Data is interesting. Yeah, it's interesting because as you say that, a lot of this information is in the public domain. And therefore there are arguments to say that is it confidential? If it's in the public domain, is it confidential information? There are arguments against that. And there's the interplay between LinkedIn's own user agreements. As to who owns data and what access there is. And then when you've got proper recruiter licenses, which change those rules. So there's a lot of different interplay. Then you've got to look at the employment contracts, because a lot of employment contracts are pretty silent on social media and what happens to contacts within social media. Others have really good provisions, which set out exactly what happens to social media contacts.
So you're talking about in terms of, I've got an employment contract from my employer and there's clauses in there that state
when you leave, you must remove.
Right.
You must return the data to us.
And is that allowed?
Yeah.
Because this is interesting. My first agency made me sign something that said they owned my LinkedIn.
That they can't do that. So there's case law on this, right? God, law again.
Hang on, people.
Twice. You've got to edit one of those out because otherwise people's heads are going to explode. I think it's a Commonwealth case. It might be in Australia, like pre-internet, pre-internet, and it's kind of the closest comparison you can think of, where it was a little black book of a salesperson, and it was full of contacts and clients and suppliers of the employer, but the individual employee, the salesperson, had bought the address book.
Okay.
Right? So the employer was saying, that's our confidential information. The employee was saying, but it's my book. They can't have my book. I want to keep my book.
Yeah.
Which is similar to, it's my LinkedIn account.
Yeah.
But there are confidential contacts on your LinkedIn account.
Yeah.
And in that particular case, it was a bit of a Wisdom of Solomon type outcome. The judge said, well, of course the salesperson can keep their book. But before they do, they have to give it to the employer who can copy all the data out, and then they can redact all the confidential information.
Okay.
So you get your book back, but it's just got loads of black lines through it.
Gotcha.
Because it's not your data within it.
Yeah, okay.
Wow.
And that's the closest similarity you can really get. There's limited amounts of proper case law in this area.
Right.
Limited amounts. Right. Do I do a joke?
Yeah.
Lawyer joke.
Brace yourself.
So it's a lawyer doctor joke. Hang on. So this guy goes to his doctor, right? And the doctor, she says to him, I've got good news and bad news. Yeah. What do you want first? The patient, he says, well, I'm an optimist, so I'll go for the good news. Right? And the doctor, she says to him, well, the good news is we're going to name a new disease after you.
Yeah.
And the law's a bit like that, right? Because there's currently not a lot of really clear case law on this.
Yeah.
The first person to go to the Court of Appeal or the Supreme Court to get that case law, they get a case named after them. But they get years of stress and thousands, hundreds of thousands of legal fees to get that decision.
Right.
Yeah,
So you don't want to be the first one.
You don't. No.
Yeah.
This comes back to what you said about it being vanilla. Oh, we've seen this before. We can tick this off.
It's this done.
Happy days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that's and the other question that I was going to say is like we obviously deal with lots of small businesses. So if there's two people going into business together, say like me and Andy going in as pals, what would you say needs to be between? Like, should there be some kind of contract or setup or agreement between us if we were going into recruitment?
Feels like you're trying to get free legal advice now. Is that what's going on?
I'm actually going off the Word document. I was like, how do I tie the Word document into this? That was a great segue. I nailed it.
Yeah.
Emma would have been proud of me.
Yeah.
From a data perspective, is what you're saying.
No, from everything. Like,
Right.
is there like, because I think one of the easy things to do, and I can talk a story like. I'll tie it back to a personal thing with me. When I set up my business before Giig, I had a shareholders agreement between me and the guy that set it up, and it was the best decision I made, and it was the biggest lifesaver because he ended up ditching me after about a year and a half, and he went, I'm off. It never really worked for me. And we were 50-50 in the business. There was things in this shareholders agreement like if you don't do 5 years, you have to give some of your shares back, so you refund the other shareholder. There was a load of stuff in there about how you should act as a shareholder and as a director of the business. And when it came to getting rid of him, which we did, because it's still the same entity, I gave that to a lawyer.
And they went, this is easy.
And they went, here's 5 reasons he's in breach of this contract.
Yeah.
Send him this message and say, you're going to be nice about it and you will do a settlement and give him this offer. And we start negotiation there. And it like was a lifesaver.
Yeah.
So I'm just like trying to think if you're going in as 2 recruiters where you're like, oh, we're mates, we've worked together. Like, do you need something in place?
But yeah, the best bit of advice I was ever given by a now retired solicitor at a very, very significant law firm, he said, only ever go into business that you will trust the other person on the basis of a handshake, then write a very clear and simple contract to set the rules of engagement.
Right, okay.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah. So often we'll get new startups coming to us saying, and it's typically 2, like you say, it's 2 people from the same agency or a perm or a contract or whatever it is, right? 2, and they go, right, what do we need?
Yeah.
Do we need terms of business? Do we need this? Do we need that? And then often the shareholder agreement conversation comes up.
Yeah.
And now remember, I'm a litigator, right? So the fees I generate personally are around disputes. Right?
Okay.
So it's a bit of a joke pitch that I do, but I say, whatever you do, don't get a shareholders agreement.
Because then that feeds
and they're like, well, hang on a second. We've spoken to 3 other lawyers and they all tell us to get a shareholders agreement. I go, yeah. They're short-sighted. And they're like, what do you mean? And I go, well, they're going to charge you somewhere between sort of £1,200 to £2,500 for a shareholders agreement. Yeah, now. Yeah, in 18 months when you fall out, I'm going to charge one of you $100,000.
I'm going to play the long term.
And then they're like, yeah, okay, so we need a shareholders agreement. And that's what it is, right? It's rules of engagement.
Yeah.
Like you say, yours is a great example, right?
Yeah. Do you know what? It was a lifesaver.
Because one of the major problems, if you don't have a shareholders agreement and there's 2 of you, is you're normally both directors and you're normally both 50-50 shareholders, right? If you fall out on something significant, the company's now in a deadlock.
Yeah, because
the board can't make a decision because one director say one thing, one director saying something. The shareholders can't make a decision because 50% of them say one thing and 50% are saying the other.
Yeah.
You've got a deadlock.
Yeah.
And in those deadlocks, yes, there are ways of resolving that before the courts, but again, it's expensive. You have to run a court process. If you can't resolve it between you, you have to run a court process to get a court decision to release the deadlock effectively.
Yeah.
Whereas if you have a shareholders agreement, it sets out the rules of engagement, sets out what you can do, what you can't do, what decisions you can make by yourself, what decisions both of you need to agree on, and what you do in circumstances where there's a deadlock. It might be as simple as we have a trusted third party who we both know, and we'll go to them and they can make the decision.
Like
something
a
like
mediator.
that. Or a non-exec. You might even have a non-exec really early on in the business. And you could get them to say, right, I'll make the decision then.
Yeah.
I've heard you both. I think this is what we do.
Yeah.
And then
But you
abide
need
by it.
that, right? It comes back to you need that. You need that. And I've got one more law question, which you might roll your eyes at this. Right.
Where's this going?
Because I reckon you're going to get this all the time.
Yeah.
What is it like? Obviously, I reckon there's a load of people creating these documents on AI now.
Oh,
like go into AI and being like, I need a shareholders agreement.
Yeah. I love them.
Are they? Why do you love them?
Well, because again, I'm a litigator. I get paid to unravel the shit. that they cause.
Right, yeah.
Right. Okay. So actually, it's feeding into your ecosystem because people are getting bad documents.
It's Rumsfeldian, right? But you don't know what you don't know, right? If you're not a lawyer, or you're not at least experienced in the reading and reviewing and understanding of contracts, whatever an agentic bot throws out at you, you're going to look at it and go, that'll do.
Yeah.
You still don't know if it's any good.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So I said it to a client the other day. So client very openly, we're dealing with a restraint matter for them. In fact, it's a restraint matter where the other side almost went to jail. And that's the story.
So hang on, this is someone's broken their restrictive covenants.
And then broken their promises to the court not to do it again.
So they've done it twice.
Yeah.
And you go to jail for that.
Yeah, contempt of court. Yeah, you can go to jail.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long roughly? Am I looking at? Just go.
Very good.
That was good.
Shall I be worried?
They got a 20 grand fine.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Ouch.
to put it into perspective. But I can't go into too much. That's still live. So that's as much as I'll say on that one.
We'll put that on the Patreon. People that
Yeah,
pay.
the paywall. I kind of forgot the question in my train of thought now.
We were talking about AI. And,
Oh
and
yeah.
you were, there was a
So
case with someone
so we've got a
choose
client in that
document.
case who very openly will draft a letter or send him a bit of advice, and he will very openly say to us, just I've thrown it through ChatGPT and it says X.
Right. Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And he's like, I hope you don't mind. I said to him, and I said to everyone, I don't give a shit. Right? What matters to me is the quality of the output, not how you got there. Right? And if you can use like a bot to get you a good draft, so long as it is a good draft, I don't care.
Yeah.
Doesn't bother me.
Yeah.
It's like, I might use a paralegal or a trainee to draft the first draft of a letter. If they could do a good job, then I'm going to top and tail it and send it.
Right.
Yeah.
If they don't, then I'm not.
Yeah.
And whether that's a bot, whether it's paralegal, whether it's outsourced to far-flung nation, whatever it might be, use the tools at your disposal. But the problem that most people have, to bring it back to the beginning of that, is they don't know what good is.
Yeah. No, that's
And they're just blindly relying on it.
Yeah.
And we've got cases like where we see defences drafted by directors of end clients, so the debtor company,
Right.
where it's clearly been drafted by agentic LLM.
How do you know that?
Well, the drafting style, the layout, the everything.
So you've got a bit of a radar for it now.
So like we see
that's credible
because we see the same documents all the time, right?
Yeah.
So like if somebody sends me their terms of business, they're branded, they're da-da-da, and I can look at it and go, that's APSCO. Or I can look at it and go, that's from the REC. Or I can look at it and go, and you just know. Even to the extent I can get a contract through, not read it, just look at it, and I can tell you if it's an American contract or if it's in English.
Yeah.
I can tell you if it's an American contract or an English contract just by looking at it.
I wish I'd
Before I've
known
even read
this.
the words.
Because I'd have brought in some sample. I'd have put it to the test.
Yeah, that would have been a
I'd
fun
have been like,
game.
here are 10 samples, Barry.
Yeah.
And I'd love it if you did a
But it's just
English, American.
but it is just like it's the layout and it's the style and it's what have you, and you just get it. And this is the thing that LLMs struggle with, right? That sort of gut instinct, of this isn't right, that isn't right, whatever it might be. You know?
Yeah. No, it's incredible. It's incredible. Right, we'll spin it. So you've been introduced to the lunchbox, haven't you?
I've been introduced to the lunchbox.
Do you know the story behind the lunchbox?
I don't. I'm
Am I
looking
allowed
forward
tell
to it.
Yes, you can tell the story.
So people in the industry have started referring to our good friend here, saying he slightly looks like Lee Evans.
I mean, I just don't know why. I don't get it.
No.
You don't? I take it.
Completely don't get that.
I think
Bob,
I'm
definitely.
It's I would say.
One for the older people in the room.
It's the ears.
And Kate and Si had made comments about him having a big Kit Kat in his lunchbox. That got weird. And then we've ended up with Lee's lunchbox, which is basically in here from one of our previous guests. You have a question.
People brought you a gift, and I didn't.
This is a weird one. Yeah,
this was given to us by Kate and Si when we went on their pod, and we've just turned it into a segment called "What's in Lee's Lunchbox." The last person that was on the pod, or one of the last persons, has left a question in there for you, and we have a jingle as well. So the jingle, no, it's not in there. The jingle,
it's not literally in there.
No. The question is.
The question is.
Okay.
Yes,
But
you
the
can
Lee's
open it and
Lunchbox
read
jingle
it.
is open it up, and what do we see? We have a weekly question in the lunchbox for Lee.
It's literally got its own theme tune.
Or AIs.
Barry's going, what the hell is that?
This is amazing.
I've given 2 hours for this.
It's like a senile deliverance.
You can play this in the car on the way home if you want.
Mate, it's going to be recurring in my head forever.
Get this on full volume.
As you're leaving the flat.
I've replaced kneecap with this.
So there you go, mate. Open it up,
there
and
you
there's
go.
a question in there for
Dun,
you.
dun,
This
dun,
week's
dun,
question.
dun.
And it will have the name of the person on it as well.
Oh, I thought that was part of the game. I had to guess who it was.
Oh, that would have been good.
That would have been good.
That would have been good. No. It's got the name of the person, and we will ask you for a question.
Did they wash their hands?
That will I wrote it.
Yeah, he's right.
That's a no then.
Can you read my writing?
Cyborg.
Yeah, Cyborg.
Did he know it was me coming, or did he just ask it for whoever happened to be next?
He did know that it was
Yeah.
you. I actually messaged being like, I'm thinking about your question for this gentleman. Can you leave?
Nice.
And he said serious or funny. And I said, base it on what you think his personality is. So I think he went with serious in the end.
Oh, is it? I don't know.
No, it's not serious.
What is the question?
If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why? Follow up. Give a use case. I mean, that's so ops, isn't it? Give a use case. So, that story checks out. It's definitely written by Cyborg.
Create a spreadsheet.
And give me your talking points on how you will implement this into your day-to-day working
to an agency of
practices.
this size. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any ideas?
Hang on. Am I asking the question to you? Or do you
No, you
I have
you
to
are-
answer this
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
I'm
You
actually-
answer it.
I thought I was actually like the interviewer.
No. So I've nicked my thought process when I read that question for you specifically.
Yeah.
Do you know Carl Pilkington is?
Name rings about it.
Carl Pilkington, he's like Ricky Gervais's mate. Ricky Gervais made him do like an idiot abroad and stuff like that. He always said that if he had a superpower, it would be able to tell people's bullshit like straight away. And I was like, that would be perfect for Barry to be able to walk into any case and be like, bollocks, liar, just like swooping in a case. Barry bullshit.
I've already got that one.
Liar. You know it straight away. But for me, whenever I see this question, I always go. It's boring, but I always go teleportation.
Yeah.
Like
What, for creepy reasons? Or
Well,
what can you do with teleportation that's creepy?
you could teleport into some.
you got limited mindset there.
I just hate.
It's like the invisibility one.
Yeah.
Awkward.
I hate invisibility. I don't.
Persuasion.
You'd save
though,
a lot of
in my
time.
job, it's got to be persuasion.
Persuasion,
That's
but
it.
that's not a superpower. You're pretty persuasive anyway.
Yeah. But always being able to get it.
Get whatever you wanted, whenever.
Well, you'd just be a.
Do you know what you could? You know what you'd then be at? You'd then be able to convince your missus to have the Christmas doormat every year. Like
I mean, she's going to be looking forward to this. She can't wait to see this.
Yeah, teleportation, because I think the travelling thing, like for me,
You could just.
Oh, so you could just be places.
Yeah.
I've got an hour to kill.
Yeah.
Let's go see Vicky Falls.
yeah,
Bosh.
Yeah.
That would be
yeah.
actually
Do you know,
really
like,
cool.
the
You'd
week-
save
I
so
limited
much
it to work and
time.
professionalism. Why did I do that?
Yeah, because you wouldn't want teleportation because you've just passed your test and you've waited.
I want to drive there.
Barry's like, no thanks, I'm taking the EV.
Yeah.
But for me, like just being able
the
to,
superpower of never getting caught by a speed camera
yeah, and the super speed, so you can just get around anywhere.
safely.
You say that like a man that's
Safely.
You,
Yeah.
you say that like a man that's been caught by a lot of speed cameras
No,
recently.
never. I'm a really good, careful driver.
Nice.
Yeah, I never speed. Of course not. All right, maybe once, twice.
I was going to say I didn't trust the tonality.
I was like, damn it, he's closing me by saying nothing.
Touch wood.
Staring into my eyes.
Damn it.
I think when I saw you when we sat with you at the team
Yeah.
conference, were you driving a camper van at that point in time?
I've got a camper van.
Okay.
I've got a
Because I
camper
feel
van.
like you had a camper for some reason.
I do. Yeah.
No, but like that night, did you have it with you? Or
Yeah, I drove there in it
Yeah.
because I was going off to something else afterwards,
Right.
where the camper was required. But I was staying in a hotel.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't, he's not saving costs. He won't. Like, I'm not having a booking a room. I'm
Sleeping in a camper.
Yeah.
Sleeping in a camper outside.
Yeah.
So you just got your test and then went mad then? You were like, I'm getting a camper.
Well, yeah. So we got like family car, and then we were doing more trips because we got kids who are like 12 and 9, and therefore camping's a thing that happens quite a lot. But I don't really like the idea of sleeping in a tent. So
Do you know what?
camper van. I don't mean I'd do it, but I don't like it.
We're 10
I prefer to have a
we're 10
bed.
people. Although the camper vans are turning up more now, aren't they? As our parents are getting
yeah,
older.
yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
yeah.
The converted vans are starting to
sure.
like sneak in. It's good though. It's good to do stuff like that with your kids.
Yeah, but everything costs £1,000 in a camper van. It's like you want a new this, it's £1,000.
It's-
New
yeah.
bike rack, it's £1,000. New this, it's
Like
everything.
camper van tax.
Yeah, it's
like wedding tax.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like wedding tax.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
funny.
yeah.
Because those trips, like we were lucky when we were kids, we got to go on loads of trips like that, like walk-in trips and outdoors
Yeah,
and stuff. And
yeah.
your
My kids are just better humans outside.
Are they?
Yeah, much better humans outside.
Do they like you at the moment? Have they
Oh
started?
yeah, they laugh at my jokes and everything.
Do they?
Yeah, that's what
okay.
being 12 and 9 is.
Tell them, have you told them the legal joke that you told us?
No, but I'm going to try. I will tell them tonight, and I will film it.
The reaction. Dad, you're so funny.
Yeah. Like literally, my wife rolls her eyes every time I say a joke. The kids are then in stitches.
Because then
As it's still recording, you like pass him a tenner.
And then as soon as it stops, I take it back.
Because I think they'll get to an age. So do they stay in the camper with you?
Yeah. So it's a VW Cali, so it's got a pop top roof.
yeah, nice.
So yeah, we sleep down below and they sleep up top.
Yeah,
Because
Yeah.
I reckon they're coming to the point where like sleeping in the camper van with dad is not going to be cool
Yeah,
anymore.
correct. Which is why now for longer trips we've got like a big driveway awning, so a big inflatable awning that goes
Oh,
on. So,
wicked.
so the boy who's like doesn't really want to sleep in a room with his sister anymore.
Yeah.
So he's now got his own room out there.
Nice.
Because it will go full
That's so
circle.
good.
It will
Yeah.
go full circle.
Where eventually I'll get home in the van, I'll be nicked by him.
Yes.
Yeah.
It will go full
Yeah,
circle.
yeah.
Like they'll go because I went through that age. I was like, oh no, camping's not cool.
Yeah.
You know, and I didn't want to do it as much and didn't want to do the walking as much. And then now I'm like so appreciative of it.
Yeah.
That we were dragged up. Sorry, Mum.
Yeah.
Barry, can you get me out of that one? What did I actually mean?
You're on your own.
very
It's really
good.
cool that you do that kind of stuff with them because, like, now I'm grateful for
Yeah.
having those experiences.
Yeah. Making memories.
Yeah, man. And the best, like, we've gone on really nice trips, but we do a trip down to Bude every August bank holiday. The short story is, like, our dads, this is how we know each other, used to go as scouts when they were
Oh,
kids.
nice.
And this trip has just gone on for 40, 50.
Yeah,
was it
yeah.
40th anniversary?
Yeah.
Last year.
That's
So
nice.
as kids, we've always gone, and we just always descend on this
These
same
poor
campsite. Pardon?
Yeah.
These poor people.
Yeah, it's called Den the farmer. He
Yeah,
loves us. But my brother loves that trip.
Yeah.
And my mum always like cracks me up because he's done so many amazing things. But what gets him like the
The
most
familiarity of
Yeah.
it as well,
most,
right?
most excited is going and sitting in that
It's
field.
like putting on an old hoodie that you've
Yeah.
had for ages.
It is
It's like
funny.
just comfortable.
yeah, that you don't want to wash up. Do you have a superpower?
I don't.
Oh, right.
I don't. I don't know, like fly or something. There's
I
many.
mean, he's not put a lot of thought into that, has
No,
he?
I haven't. I'm more interested. I haven't. No.
Wasn't interested at all. Sorry, Si.
It's like, I'm cutting that out later. This was rubbish.
I'm wary of the time
Oh, you what is it?
because you're going to
Oh, yeah.
shoot off in a sec. But when I bumped into you at the Rec Awards,
Yeah.
and I said about the pod, in that moment,
Yeah.
you were saying you had a great story about your mum and a fridge, and I was like, save it. And then I was like, will we ever?
Fridge.
I'm sure
Oh
that's
my
what you
God.
said.
I really
And I
hope.
was like, I wonder if I can get it out of it.
Mum and a fridge. Mate,
Tune into the next episode.
where I'll still be scratching my head.
You played that perfectly. My mum
To
and a
be
fridge.
fair, I think
Is this age-related decline? So I don't remember.
Maybe. He said the same thing to me. He was like,
Yeah.
we need to get Barry on the pod
and
because
I
he said he's
you
got...
said that you
Is this
and
one
I've
of those
got-
stories I only remember when I've had a pint?
Maybe.
yeah,
we'll
probably.
try and get it out of you next
Oh,
time.
that's
out of you
annoying.
Next time. If you can't
No, I've not
remember.
got it.
That would be my
No.
superpower.
Oh, that would have been...
What, remembering shit?
Recall.
Wait till you're 47, mate.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, phenomenal. Thank you so much. I really hope you
Mate, I love it. I absolutely love
enjoy
it.
that. That
This
was
is brilliant.
Yeah, that was... and hopefully it gets lots of...
That's one of my favourite presents that we've given, I think. I really enjoyed it.
Welcome to Barry's Backdoor.
Yeah. Love it.
Thank you so much for coming on,
Yeah.
mate. It's been amazing
Cheers,
to
mate.
have
I
you.
really
Thank you
enjoyed
for
it,
that
Mate,
trip.
I love the little hand wipe on his trousers before you.
Oh yeah, clappy hand. Yeah.
Do it again afterwards as well. He's been nervous about having a lawyer in. He was like, "This is the first time we've got a like serious."
And he's just a potty mouth, so it's all right. Who knew?
Oh, mate, amazing. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cool.
Thank you so much.
You're a star, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming all the way to do it, honestly. It's been
fun. It's been good fun.
so good to have you on.
This is truly brilliant. Not even just camera brilliant. I love it.
When,
I reckon I'll get away with it for a day in the house and then it'll be moved into the office, by the way.
right. Yes. Take it to the RecLAW office.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, I think that would be.
I mean, I'll definitely be starting in the house.
And see how it goes.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to ask you.
Will you sneak it in there or like?
No, I'll just be shamelessly like, I went and bought a new doormat.
Look what the boys bought. Yeah, I really like it. And I was in my head, because I thought you were cool with the backdoor thing.
Yeah.
But then in my head I was like, this
could fucking backfire.
Yeah.
This is inappropriate.
I was in Manchester a couple of years ago. No, fucking not a couple of years ago, 6-7 years ago. I used to smoke, right? So, pretty hammered in this bar in the middle of Manchester, out front having a cigarette, right? And I get a tap on the shoulder, and I'm like, I don't know anyone in Manchester, literally nobody, and I'm like, why am I being tapped on the shoulder? Fuck. I turn around expecting like, I stepped on someone's toe or I looked at someone funny or whatever, and I turn around like this, and then I go, oh, hello mate. And he goes, this might backfire really badly, but are you Backdoor Barry? If only I could have resisted saying, yeah, it's me, and just going, what you call me?
That's so good.
I just couldn't resist. Yeah, turned out as a client. I meet so few clients, or we have historically met so few clients face to face. It's like quite a rapid business.
Your boss at Recruitment and you're going alone. You've got your LinkedIn account and your mobile phone. You've got the candidates playing hard to get. Whether they'll call you next week or a no, not yet. So much time of going to and fro. You got another offer or salary's too low. Hours or searching and hours of stress. Come on candidates, just gig it a rest. Come on candidates, just gig it a rest.